Hi there everyone and welcome! So this is the third part of my little comic of Red Riding Hood. So in today's video I am drawing the third page, and it's a page of only one illustration because it's a really important part and it's a turning point of the comic. And so I'm gonna talk in this video a bit about my process for this comic. So first of all, I made a little storyboard. I've already talked a little bit about this in the first part, but I'm gonna talk about it a bit more. So I made the storyboards, and then I take out my good paper, which I really like because and I also don't like because it has tape, I don't know, at two sides of the papers. So if you want to paint on it with watercolor, your paper doesn't wrinkle. Maybe it does wrinkle a little bit, but not as much as normal. And I really like that about the paper, but I don't like about the paper that if I want to get it off the block, it doesn't really go off that well, and sometimes I rip the paper a bit. So yeah, I didn't like that. After I made storyboards, I sketched it out on my paper, and after I see, oh, the sketch is good, then I bring in some details, and I'm gonna push harder on my pencil, because if you sketch, it's not good to already push really hard, because if you make a mistake you can't really erase it that well. And for this comic I wanted it not to be really that detailed. Well, it has to be detailed, but it had to be a bit rough. I wanted to really have a lot of roughness to it. I don't know how to explain it, but I wanted to have it some kind of the effect it had for the zombie. I wanted him to be really disturbing, and I think it works the best if I would choose to use rougher lines. I don't know if it makes any sense, but okay. So after I make all the pencil lines and everything is drawn out with pencil, I put on my first layer of watercolors. And this first layer doesn't have to be, it isn't that important, but it's more like trying to put on a base. Of course, if you use watercolors, you can't go forever over and over the same spot with watercolors, because it gets muddy and the paper, it doesn't work well. But yeah, the first layer, you already choose a bit like how dark he wants parts to be, where the lights is gonna be, but it doesn't really have to be that detailed yet. And after the first layer, I put in some details and a bit more shadows. And a technique I also love to use with watercolors is just take a paper towel, and if a spot is too dark when it's still wet, I just dab it off. And I also like what kind of texture it sometimes brings on the paper. And yeah, after all the details are in, I go again over some lines in pencil, because not all lines are really visible anymore after the paint. Also, I love to draw the blood, which you will see here. And I really took a lot of time on this because I really love to draw it, and I wanted really to look it's really a big point of this illustration, so I wanted a lot of detail in it, and I think that worked well, and it made it look really realistic. Yeah, I don't know what to say anymore. Oh yeah, at the end I also wanted to, in the background, have some splatters of the grandma's blood of her body that is dead, you know. So I taped some parts off of the drawing to only have visible the parts that I really wanted to go for the paint to go on. And then I took a brush that is, I don't know how you call this brush, I will show it on the screen. And then I put the watercolor on it with not too much of water, so it's really saturated, and then I just sprayed on the paper, which you will see at the end. And that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you in the next one. Bye bye!